You're not stuck because of what happened to you. You're stuck because part of you is still living there. Still replaying it. Still trying to fix it. Still waiting for a different ending that will never come. You check your phone again. Not because there's a message, but because there might be. And your mind starts racing. What did I do wrong? Why did they leave? Why wasn't I enough? And it hurts. More than you admit. Because it's not just about them. It's about what their absence made you believe about yourself. Every time you think about that moment, that conversation, that mistake you made at 22 that somehow still follows you at 35, you keep going back. Again. And again. And again. Not physically. But mentally. And here's the truth most people avoid. You can be completely free on the outside. Laughing with friends. Going to work. Living your life. And still be a prisoner. Locked inside a memory. Arguing with people who aren't even in the room anymore. Reliving moments that no longer exist. The Stoics had a word for this. They called it self-inflicted suffering. Not because your pain isn't real. But because you keep reopening the wound, long after it should have healed. Comment yes if this feels familiar. Because this is where your power begins. Not in pretending it didn't happen. Not in blaming yourself forever. Not in waiting for closure from someone who's already gone. But in realizing this. The more you need the past to be different, the more control it has over you. Think about that. Every time you avoid a new relationship because of an old one. That's not caution. That's your past making decisions for you. Every time you hesitate to try again because you failed once. That's not logic. That's fear wearing the mask of wisdom. Every time you react to someone today. Because of something someone else did years ago. That's not you. That's your history speaking. And it's loud. Louder than your present. Louder than your future. Louder than who you're trying to become. This is exactly what Marcus Aurelius was warning himself about. A man who commanded armies. Who ruled the most powerful empire in the world. And still, every morning, he wrote to himself. You have power over your mind. Not outside events. Not because life was easy. But because it wasn't. He lost children. He faced betrayal. He lived through chaos. And still, he understood something most people never do. Your suffering doesn't come from what happened. It comes from what you keep doing with it. Drop a yes below if you understand this. Because here's where it gets uncomfortable. Leaving your past behind doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending it didn't hurt. It doesn't mean putting a fake smile on and moving on. That's not healing. That's suppression. And suppression doesn't bury things. It buries them alive. They stay there. Quiet. Waiting. Until one day, they come back louder. Stronger. More painful than before. Real freedom is harder than that. It means you stop letting what happened then control what you do now. That's it. Simple. But not easy. Because every time you avoid something new, because of something old, you're handing your power back to the past. Every time you replay that moment, trying to rewrite it, you're choosing to stay there. And your life? It keeps moving forward, without you. Epictetus understood this better than almost anyone. A man who was literally owned by another human being. No freedom. No control over his circumstances. And yet, he became one of the greatest teachers of internal freedom in history. Because he realized something most people refuse to accept. There are things you control. And things you don't. The past? You don't control it. You never will. But your relationship to it? That's yours. Completely. And here's what that looks like in real life. The memory comes. It always does. And your instinct kicks in. You try to push it away. Stop thinking about it. But the more you resist, the stronger it becomes. Or, you dive into it. Replay it. Analyze it. Build stories around it. You become the victim. They become the villain. And suddenly, you're not just remembering it. You're living inside it. Again. And again. And again. The Stoic path is neither of those. It's something most people never practice. Observation without attachment. You see the thought. You acknowledge it. You don't deny it. You don't minimize it. But you also don't become it. You don't sit there, decorating the pain, making it your identity. You say, "This happened. It hurt. But it's over." And then you ask the only question that matters. What can I do now? That shift. From, "Why did this happen to me?" to, "What can I do with this?" That's where your power returns. But let's be real. That's not the hardest part. The hardest part is grief. Because sometimes, it's not just about letting go. It's about accept.